pre-puberty. Okay, so there's different growth stages in the brain, right? There's the obvious growth stages where the brain is just like massively growing neurons in the first 3 years of your life, like massively growing neural connections, because in that toddler, that first 3 years, right, you're experiencing the world, you're learning shapes, you're learning textures, you're learning all this, everything. The brain's just on fire with growth. Then you kind of go, anything that's not being used starts to get pruned out. So the brain does these pruning sessions throughout your life, right? So if it's not getting used, this is why it's really important to have exposure to language in the first 5 years of your life. Language by the first 3, and reading by the first, being read to or having a reading experience in the first 5 years. If you don't have that, literally portions of your brain that are devoted to that, they shrink because the brain prunes it out, thinks it doesn't need it, right? So it's really important. Then in the rest of that time, pre-puberty, is kind of like learning your place in the world, psychologically speaking, and the brain starts to make all these connections with where you're at. We're going to talk about birth order today. At the end of the day, has an interesting effect on you, because it's like during this time, these first 10 years, your brain's kind of figuring all this out. So depending on what the input was, just hearing a lot of negative words or having too high of expectations could literally do trauma to your brain. And then at pre-puberty, it's almost like the brain goes, okay, this section of my life is done. I'm kind of locking a door on all that. I'm locking a door on those feelings, on those, we're finding your place in the world. That door's locked, because now we're going to focus all of our energy into puberty, because now the body's doing all these other changes. So the brain shifts its focus. So trauma that happen to you, especially in those first 5 or first 10 years of life, is going to have a huge impact. And again, it doesn't have to be a major trauma. It can literally just be the way you're taught, the way you were treated. Right? Really important to keep that